Thank you, Lone Wolf. Let me turn that off. Thanks, Lone Wolf. So let me start over. My name's Bill, and this is my Alaska. My channel is about just my lifestyle up here in Alaska. I basically do homesteading. I do Alaska adventure stuff. I do hunting and fishing. So if you like that type of stuff and you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And if you want to help out the channel, I have an Amazon affiliate link in all my descriptions. So please consider using that link when you buy anything off of Amazon. All you have to do is click on it. It'll open up Amazon, and then you just purchase what you want. So let's see here. Let's see who's in here. I see Old Man King Homestead. How are you, Peter? Dusty Bottom Boys. How are you? P&J's Homestead Adventure. Flat Tire Farm, Homesteading, Alaska. Bad Boy Cheats. Thank you. Billy Sutton. How are you tonight? Lone Wolf 1. How are you? Let's see here. I don't recognize Lone Wolf 1 or Bad Boy Cheats or Chris Schultz. I see Chris Schultz is here tonight too. So thank you guys for being here. It's very appreciated that you guys want to spend some time with me on a Thursday evening. I'm just fixing my cables here. So thank you guys. Let's see here. Hey, John in Alaska is here now, so thank you. And Streamlabs, you'll see a posting by Streamlabs. That's the software I use. And you can type in !MyAK or !Alaska, and it'll automatically drop your channel link for everyone to check out. Also, if you type in the word weather, then leave a space, then your zip code, it'll drop the weather for your area, for whatever area that zip code is in. Speaking of weather, it is a hot one out today. It reached, right now it's 45.8 degrees outside, which is ungodly warm for this time of the year in Alaska. We should just be getting up into the low 30s during the daytime. We still have a lot of snow out. Let me show you guys. So we still got a lot of snow out there. We're at about 3 feet of snow at the moment. And you can see around the bottoms of all the trees, the snow is melting around them. So the trees are starting to warm up during the daytime and melt the snow around them. The birch syrup should be running here pretty soon if it's not already. Unfortunately, I don't have any birch syrup collection stuff. I want to definitely get that for next spring. Let's see here. Who else? Anyone else come in here? Hey, Wanda Henry. Thank you for joining. It's very appreciated. Let's see here. Anyone got any questions for me at the moment? I went up to my remote cabin last weekend, spent like 4 or 5 days up there. It was a lot of fun. I got out. I was able to record 2 videos, so those videos should be coming out here pretty soon. One probably next Friday and one the Friday after. I don't think I'm going to have time to get one edited by tomorrow. So, or even a Saturday release, but I will try working on the one. It is a shorter video and a little bit easier to record or edit. So hopefully I can get that out to you guys. P&J's Homestead Adventure is asking, Bill, how was your trip to the remote cabin? It was a lot of fun. It's the first time I spent more than 2 days up there in a long time. So it was a lot of fun. I definitely had fun up there. Like I just said, I got out, recorded 2 videos for you guys, and where is it? Right up here in this corner, you can see some of the video I shot. A lot of that video is going to be in one of the upcoming videos, but you'll have to figure out why I'm recording it. It's going to be a top secret situation. Let's see here. Crystal at Flat Tire Farm, Homesteading, Alaska, is doing a great job and dropping various people's links. So thank you, Crystal. I'm just scrolling through the chat here. Okay, yeah, Brooke Troutwine said, was just going to ask about the cabin trip. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Could definitely see myself living up there eventually one day. My long-range plans is to build an actual like home up on that property, and I don't know, in 15 years or so move up there pretty much full-time and just live up there for a while until I get too old to live that lifestyle. So it's definitely draws me up there to live up in that area. It's a lot of fun. I have a lot of good friends up there, so definitely enjoy it. Everyone's talking back and forth. And yes, I did see a lot of animals. You'll have to stay tuned to watch my couple videos coming up. I saw a lot of tracks, and if you watch real closely to the video up here, let's see here. Man, this is hard. The video right up there, you'll see some tracks eventually. And it was pretty cool seeing some of these tracks. Hey, Mike McKinley, thank you for joining. Wanda Hendry's asking, do you live in a community now, Bill? I live in an area, it's called Willow, Alaska. And it is basically a country setting area. It's outside of the Matsu, well, it's inside the Matsu borough, but it's outside of the cities of Wasilla or Palmer. So there is no city here, but it is a country setting. So everybody out here, for the most part, has minimum of a couple acres of land, that type of thing. And what's famous in Willow is the start of the Iditarod race, which was just not too long ago. And there was some controversy on the race. The one guy was leading and his dogs got attacked by a moose. Like one of them almost died from it. Had to be life flighted back to Anchorage for emergency care. And the moose at the time got all tangled up in the ropes and stuff that is on the dogs, and he had to put the moose down. And part of the rule for mushers when they have to do that is they actually have to field dress the moose and actually retrieve it, bring it back, and divvy it up so it doesn't go to waste. Well, this musher, Dallas Seavey, he was basically so concerned over his dogs, and especially the one that was severely injured, that he even admits he did as he says, an ugly job on cleaning the moose. So they gave him a 2-hour penalty, and he still won the race overall. So that just shows how good of a musher he is, what kind of dog teams he has, that he was still able to do that. Hey, Tony at Our Cabin in the Woods, how are you tonight? And Monica Lynn, how are you tonight? Thank you guys for joining. Let's see here. We got 20 people in the chat so far, so thanks, everyone. Yeah, as I was saying, spring is here. It is very unseasonably warm. Hey, Matt AK, how are you tonight? And Drive for Diabetes Awareness. Hey, how are you? Thank you for joining. And I think, unless you recently changed the name, this is the first time you've been here. So thank you. And hopefully you enjoy it. And for everyone that's in here that's first time here, Please consider subscribing. It definitely does help out the channel, and you get to learn about Alaska and follow me around Alaska. I'm just looking at the chat here. Oh, okay. Drive for Diabetes Awareness Inc. says, I've been here a few times, just limited time. Okay. Well, thank you for joining those other times. Yeah, Billy Sutton says, wow, terrible about the moose and the guy's dog. Hope the dog will be okay. Last I heard, the dog was doing okay. It wasn't 100% like out of the woods yet, but the dog was expected to make a recovery. So yeah, the Iditarod definitely has to follow state laws when it comes to killing of animals and things like that. So they can't just go out and, oh, if they see a moose, they can kill it. No, they have to, certain things have to happen. Their dog team has to be in danger, which obviously it was. The moose got tangled up in the ropes of the dogs and the leashes of the dogs and stuff like that. So he was very much justified in putting the moose down. But if you do that, you also have to follow state law, which says you have to basically field dress the moose and you can't waste any of it. Well, since he's in a race, they're allowed to go to the next checkpoint, and then they have to disclose everything that happened, and then people from that next checkpoint will go back and find the moose and salvage the moose and everything, and then it'll be divvied up in the village that the checkpoint is currently at. I thought I saw someone else new in here. Maybe not. Oh, Big Family Expedition, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining. And we got 23 people in the chat here. Well, 20 or 23, depending on which place I look. And yes, if you want, you can watch the chat for Streamlabs. If you want to post what your weather is, all you have to do is type the word weather, leave a space, then enter your zip code, and Streamlabs will automatically post your weather. Or you can also just type in !MyAK or !Alaska, and Streamlabs will automatically drop your links for your YouTube channel. And also, a big shout out to Crystal from Flat Tire Farms, Homesteading, Alaska. She's doing a great job in posting links also. And could you also post my Amazon affiliate link again, Crystal? Thank you very much. And if you haven't seen, what is it, Flat Tire Farms, Homesteading, Alaska's channel, definitely check them out. They're building an outhouse right now, so it's a lot of fun to watch. It's Crystal and Reeve, husband and wife. They bought a large property, actually not too far from where I'm at, and they're turning a raw vacant land into a homestead. Basically the same thing I'm doing here. They're a little bit farther along than I am. They have some animals, but hopefully this summer I get caught up with the animals. I'm looking forward to that. Hey, D-Breaks, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining. And I hope you enjoy the live tonight. Reading some of these. Okay, let me see if I can turn off the pool. Okay. Mike McKinley is what tire farm is Flat Tire Farm is excellent. You should watch the video, it just came out. It's a good one. I called Reeve about the brown trout. Dusty Bottom Boy says, time for some billy goats. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I don't have anything against goats. Just, I pretty much don't have any use for goats at the moment. So, I'm not rolling out getting goats in the future. But right now, I'm going to concentrate on basically chickens, meat, and egg layers. Definitely egg layers first. And hopefully I can get some meat chickens. Looking to get some rabbits, and also I'm owed a couple pigs from a neighbor of mine, so I'm hoping to get the pigs. Ooh, there's flood warnings in Naples, Florida. We don't have any flood warnings up here right yet, but if this weather keeps up, which it's supposed to, a lot of the rivers will start flooding and getting ice jams in them and things like that. So, and that's when a lot of the flooding can happen. Some of the ice jams I've seen over the past decade or so will actually cause major backups. Like the river can get 2, 3, 4 times. Thank you for joining. How are you tonight? Everybody's saying hi to each other. Hey, Connie Lip, how are you? Connie Lip is asking, have I started building the animal area yet? Actually, no, I haven't. I will be starting on that very, very soon. It's finally getting to the temperature that I'm willing to work outside, so I'm going to get working on some of that. I'm going to build, I do have plans down the road to build a nice barn and everything, but that's going to wait. So for probably this year and next year, I'm sure, I'm just going to build a standalone chicken coop and a standalone rabbit hutch. So I will be working on those here pretty soon to get those done and be able to get some chickens and rabbits. I believe I'm going to get at least one rabbit from Crystal and Reeve at Flat Tire Farms, Homesteading, Alaska here early this summer. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking to get another rabbit somewhere else so they're not related to each other. Reading a couple of these comments. Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says, Miss D, there's a lot of faceless channels. Your pictures are always so awesome. Unfortunately, using this streaming software, I can't see the pictures along with the channel names. So, yeah, Connie Lip is saying, I'm not sure if I have tasted rabbit yet. It's not really that bad. It's, let's see here. It's kind of like almost like a porkish beef or something like that. It's not bad. A lot of people use them in stews and stuff like that, so. High Life on the High Line, how are you tonight? Thank you very much for joining. Let's Dusty Bottom Boys is saying, is that all marsh area you're snow machining in? Let's see here. This area that's currently playing is not, but a lot of it is marshy area or even just outright swamps. There's a couple ponds, lakes that we actually drive over. There's at least one valley that I'm recording in, some of it that is like a stream bed in the valley, so we cross over the stream a few times. But I think if you don't see any vegetation at all, it's probably definitely soft land. I've never been in this area in the summertime, so I can't really say how marshy or wet it is in this particular area. But it is right at the base of what's called the Peters Hills. And we're out here for a reason, but you'll find out in 1 or 2 videos that's coming out pretty soon. Brook Trout 1, how far is your camp from your house? Rough estimate, an hour. It's an hour farther north than where I'm at. Monica Lynn says, I do not like alligator or frog legs or turtle. You don't know what you're missing if you don't like those things. I've had alligator bites. I never had like a big piece of alligator meat or anything like that. And actually never had frog legs or turtle yet. High Life on the High Line says, back in Montana for a bit. Feels like home again. That's good. And Our Cabin in the Woods says, I want to try squirrel. Come up. There's a lot of squirrels around my cabin. You can shoot all you want. And Billy Sutton says, the only time I've ever eaten rabbit was in the Navy, of all places. A few times at that. Crystal at Flat Tire Farms says, I ate snake fried rice before. It was like eating rubber. Billy Sutton says, I mean, rabbit was served on the ship. Wow. Our Cabin in the Woods. Tony at Our Cabin in the Woods is asking, Bill, how much snow do you have? And what are the temps there now? Well, let me show you real quick. So currently we have about 3 feet of snow on the ground. And today, the current temperature right now is 46.0 degrees outside, which is very unseasonably warm weather. We should only be getting to the low 30s, maybe 35, 36 on a really warm day. But unfortunately, we're about a month ahead on the temperatures for some reason this year. Our Alaska says, and thank you for joining Our Alaska. I just bought some wire to make some snares for this weekend. Never had rabbit, but hopefully in the next couple days I'll get to. Well, I wish you the best and hope you get some. And Billy Sutton says, dang commercial. Yep, unfortunately, there's going to be a couple commercials every once in a while, so sorry about that. And Connie Lip says, I think I'm hooked into everyone's YouTube channel, but I can't find Our Cabin in the Woods channel. I've tried upper and lowercase keys and no luck, Monica. So, Crystal, could you tag Connie Lip and post Our Cabin in the Woods link? Oh, Drive for Diabetes Awareness Inc. says, that snow looks perfect for building a snowman. You could get outside for us with a cam and make one. We would love it all. That's a good idea. I might have to definitely consider doing that. I got a huge snow pile where I was piling snow up. So I could, I'm already halfway there. It's already like 6 feet tall. So I could get out there and try making a big snowman or something, but that's a lot of shoveling I would have to do to move the snow from around that pile. But it is perfect snow right now because it's getting so warm. The snow is very heavy and wet, so it packs together very well. And Connie Lip, Crystal at Flat Tire Farms just posted Our Cabin in the Woods. Or, no, that's Our Alaska. I'm sorry. Crystal, could you post our cabin in the woods link? Thank you. Let's see here. What else? Oh, I did something extremely stupid. When I went up to my remote property, I took my gas cans and I mixed my gas with a little bit of oil and a little bit of octane boost for my snow machine. And I had just a little bit of oil left over, and I'm like, let me check how much oil my snow machine has, and I'll just dump the rest of this in. So I take the cap off, set it up by the handlebars, dump the oil in, put the empty container back in the truck, bring some other stuff over, close up the snow machine, and eventually take off. I go out like the next day riding around doing all this recording. I probably rode 20 miles or more. Luckily it was all basically trail riding. I wasn't out there playing or mountain climbing or anything like that. And I stop at this one place to take a picture, and something's just telling me to check my engine because I just had some work done, and this is really the first time I've been out riding my snow machine since I had the work done. I blew out a bearing on the primary drive bearing that holds the drive shaft and stuff. I blew that out, so I had the local shop fix it for me. So I needed to check, make sure everything was running right. So on my snow machine, the front of it, the two cowlings fold away from it, and then you can see into the engine on both sides. So I undid the one, and I looked down, and I'm like, why is there all this oil in the bottom? I look up, and I forgot to put my oil cap back on after I put the oil in. And I went back to the parking lot, looked for it, and could not find it anywhere. Yesterday, I looked at some of the video I recorded, especially the video from me riding from the parking lot over to my cabin. And I lost it somewhere up in the woods and stuff like that, because a couple times I looked down and I could see it still sitting there, and it fell off somewhere once I got off the main groom trail. So it's gone. I went today to the local Polaris shop and bought a new one for $40. It cost me $39.99 for an oil cap. So that will me looking for it will be in one of the videos coming up. Excuse me. Mike McKinley says, I wish I could get deer meat here in Ontario, Canada. I would be happy. I hear ya. And if I'm not mistaken, Connie Lip is saying, okay, I just did Flat Tire Farms. Thank you. And so she's subscribing to some of these people. Our Cabin in the Woods says, Bill, a couple years ago, I forgot to put my oil cap on my mower, and oil started spraying everywhere. Yeah, in most cases, it is that way, but on snow machines, you have an oil reservoir, and it's not pressurized or anything, so the only oil that I was losing was what was just like bouncing and vibrating out as I was hitting bumps going across the swamps and stuff. So pretty much the only oil I lost was what I put into it in the parking lot. So I really didn't lose very much oil, but it did get down, and I was, every once in a while, it felt like my snow machine was slipping. How it works is you have a clutch drive with a belt, and as you go faster, the clutch squeezes on the belt, which makes it grab better and makes you go faster. And it seemed like every once in a while it was slipping, but I just played it off. and I was just assuming I was going across the hard pack and then hitting like soft spots. But apparently that's not what was happening. Hey, Jeanette Cook, how are you? Thank you for joining. She says, hello, my fellow Alaskans. Good evening. Well, good evening to you, Jeanette. Thank you for being here. And Drive for Diabetes Awareness says deer meat is rich in flavor, must be dressed and killed and properly done up, or it'll have a gamey taste. That is true. And Monica Lynn says, I hate deer anymore after eating moose. That's funny. Deer cornbread is all I will eat with deer meat, says Monica. That sounds good, actually. Brook Trout says, I love venison. Can depend on its diet. Yep. And Mike McKinley says, does Cabin in the Woods have their channel? Have a channel there. A Cabin in the Woods, they do. If you mean the lady that does Cabin in the Woods, they lived up here in Alaska for a long time. Now they live in Michigan. And our Alaska says, that sounds like an amazing place, Bill. Well, thank you. And yeah, Billy Sutton, I never heard of deer cornbread either. So let's see here. I think I went over everything that I wanted to. And Drive for Diabetes Awareness said spotted dick is a quintessential English steamed pudding served with creamy vanilla custard sauce. Hey, Big Family Expedition says got it with the thumbs up, which reminds me, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, everyone. It does help the channel out and helps us live get it out to more people. And Mike McKinley, I'm not sure what you're asking. He says, what is there a channel name Bill Cabin in the Woods? There's our Cabin in the Woods is here, or at least was here earlier in the chat. Hey, DJ Tenaru, thank you for joining. Billy Sutton says, I was very disappointed in buffalo burgers. Or bison burgers, I guess he's talking about also. And Mike McKinley says, now I am a new member of Cabin in the Woods. Yes, that's cool. Thank you for subscribing to his channel. He's down in like the Oklahoma area. So he's a good guy. I've met him a few times. D Breaks asks, has anyone ever tried moose and pork roast pie? No, that sounds good though. Brook Trout, I want a buffalo. Yes, I put in for a buffalo hunt or a bison hunt every year. Unfortunately, they're pretty much the hardest tag to get up here in Alaska. They give out something like 100 tags, and like 5,000 people apply for them. I've talked to some people who put in for the bison hunt every single year and have been doing it for like 30-40 years and have never gotten one yet. So it's totally random. There's no weight system, or the more times you put in over the years, the more likely you are to get one. Nothing like that. So it's totally random every single year, and there's very few people that's ever gotten 2 bison tags in their lifetime. So it's definitely a hard one to get, but it goes to Alaska Field and Game, so, or Fish and Game, I mean. So it goes to a good cause. So I always put in for 2 or 3 chances at getting a bison tag. Hopefully someday I'll get one. Our Cabin in the Woods is asking, Bill, so what is your first big project for the year? The construction project, there's a few different ones. I talked about getting a rabbit hutch and chicken coop built. Those are very high priority. Plus, I need to get water flowing to my cabin. Sometime over the winter time, my cousin back where I'm from ran into an old high school teacher of mine at a restaurant, and they were talking, and she actually called me up, and I talked to my old high school teacher for a while. It turns out he had plans to come up to Alaska, drive his motorhome up and tow a truck and stuff, and they were planning on just driving around, camping wherever, and I'm like, by all means, you can park your camper in this area and then you can just drive. And he asked me where I was and stuff like that, and he actually said, ironically, that's the general area they were looking to explore this summer. So, and since he's retired with his wife, they're going to be up here for about a month. So I'm like, by all means, you can park your camper here. I got hookups for everything. I got electric, I got septic and water. So I have to get the water flowing to my cabin so I can, one of the things I want to do once I get water flowing to the cabin is on the back side, I want to put an outdoor faucet on it so you can hook up a garden hose and stuff. So I need to get that done before he gets up here. So those are the things that I'm definitely working on first. The other big project is my big dirt mound that you've seen in a lot of my videos over the last year or two. I need to get that leveled out. That's another top priority of mine this year. Hey, GT Grows It Alaska is here. Thank you for joining, GT. And by all means, if you type !MyAK or !Alaska, it'll drop your channel link for everyone to go to your channel and check your channel out. I'm sorry, I think I missed a couple comments or questions. Mike McKinley says, I'm also a member of Sean in Alaska and Jay and Jen from Michigan. Yeah, I've never personally met Sean yet, but next time I get down to his area, I'm definitely going to stop in and say hi. We've talked a few times, and he's like, come on down anytime you want, and he's supposed to stop in and say hi to me if he ever gets up this way. Hey, Monica Lynn, if you're still here, thank you for joining, and have a good night. Let's see here. Everyone saying bye to Monica and talking between you guys. And Flat Tire Farms, Homesteading Alaska, just posted GT Grows It Alaska's YouTube link. He lives in Anchorage, and he does like garage gardening and a little bit of outdoor gardening and things like that. So it is possible to garden within city limits. So definitely check out his channel. He talks a lot about his equipment he uses and stuff like that. So definitely check him out. Hey, DJ's Adventures and Beyond. I don't know if I said hi to you earlier tonight, but thank you for being here. Let's see here. So that's the high priorities on my list this year is get water flowing to the cabin, get a chicken coop and a rabbit hutch built, and I guess also a place for the pigs that I'm supposed to get sometime this summer. And the reason I say sometime this summer is because my neighbor, he's going into the pig business, and he has 2 or 3 breeding pairs of pigs, and I'm supposed to get unrelated pigs from his pigs so I can have a breeding pair myself, and then also another one to send to freezer camp by the end of the summertime. And DJ's Adventures and Beyond says, hey, just so you all know, I start going live after I get my equipment upgrades next month. Okay, DJ, thanks for letting us know. We'll have to definitely check you out. Do you know what time or night or anything you're planning on going live? Just thought of something. Hold on. If I don't write it down, I'll totally forget it. Our Cabin in the Woods says, what kind of pigs, Bill? I raise Berkshire here. My neighbor has either Cooney or Idaho pasture pigs. And the reason I say I'm not sure on which one is because Idaho pasture pigs is actually a mixed breed that's become its own line of pig. And like half of the mix of Idaho pasture pigs is Cooney. So I'm not sure exactly which one he has, but I'm anxious to get the breeding pair of pigs. I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be exciting to have them. Hey, Rainy Ridge, thank you for joining. How are you tonight? And please don't forget to hit that thumbs up, everyone. It does help out the channel. It sends it out to more people so they can see that I am currently live. DJ's Adventures and Beyond says, I'm going to be doing morning live streams on Saturdays at 10 a.m. And I'll just do live streams through the week at 12 p.m. Central Time. Wow, that'll be a hard one for me to be able to join in. I'll definitely try to join in occasionally, but that's a hard time for me here being in Alaska, but I'll definitely try. And Peter at Old Man King Homestead, he goes lives. Peter, what time do you go live? It's Wednesday nights at, is it 9 o'clock Central Time? I think it's 9 o'clock Central Time if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. let's see here. What else? It's dropped 0.5 degrees since I've been on. It's 45.5 degrees now. And as a lot of you guys know, I had a lot of issues this winter with the drain for my shower freezing up because it got so cold under the cabin. Well, right now under the cabin, it's 33.4 degrees under the cabin. So I think the days of my drain freezing up is over for this winter season. Old Man King Homestead says Wednesdays at 10 Central. Okay, 10 Central. And Sundays at 5:30 Central. And GT Grows It Alaska says, I have to finish building a coop for my chickens. Yep. I don't even have any chickens yet, so I need to get a coop so I can use it as a brooder at first and then move them, grow them out so they have a place to live. And GT Grows It says he's been driving, so he hasn't been able to respond to anyone's comments towards him. So, and Crystal at Flat Tire Farms, thanks for bringing that up. We are having the second annual YouTube Creators Meetup, July 13th in Wasilla, Alaska. So any channels up here in the area, if you want some exposure or want to come, please consider donating any swag you may have for your channel, or if you do like home goods or anything like that, consider donating some swag. And if you're in the area, definitely let me know or let Crystal know, and RSVP your spot. It is open to any channel and also all subscribers. So if you're a subscriber and you're in the area, definitely consider stopping in and saying hi. It's an all-day event, and we're going to have some giveaways, food, stuff like that. So definitely come out. We had something like 20 channels or something like that last year, so we're hoping to get even more channels this year. And PJ's Homestead Adventure said, we just had our first commercial. We didn't hit skip. Well, thank you very much for that. And Rainy Ridge says, that would be awesome, referring to the YouTube meetup, but it's a long ways away. Yeah, I hear you on that one. Wanda Henry says, I love everything I've seen on Alaska. Well, thank you, and thank you from all the other channels you watch up here. And you have a YouTube channel that's a business, you can write the expenses off for your trip to the meetup. So definitely consider coming if you can, at least. Hey, MB Heritage Farms, how are you? Thank you for joining. And Rainy Ridge says, unfortunately, I'm poor. Laugh out loud. Yeah, it is expensive to get up to Alaska, unfortunately. A lot of people will save up for years and make it their like once in a lifetime trip or once every 10 years trip or that type of thing. So Flat Tire Farm says at Billy Sutton, see, just start a channel and you get a tax deduction, baby. Yeah, it's all about those tax deductions. And you don't even have to be making money on your YouTube channel. You don't have to be monetized or anything for the first couple years. You're allowed to take a loss the first couple years. So you still can write it off. And if you do a sole proprietorship, your YouTube channel business and your personal income is one and the same. Just reading down through some of these. And check out Crystal just posted a link for my other YouTube channel, which is Digging Alaska, that I totally slipped my mind tonight. I have another YouTube channel called Digging Alaska. As a lot of you know, I bought an excavator last year, and I'm going to be turning it into at least a side job, if not a primary job tonight, or this year. So I've been, I set up another YouTube channel to make videos of my excavator work, like around Alaska. It's called Digging Alaska. So if you like heavy equipment or excavator work, that type of thing, definitely consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. And good night, Dusty. Have a good night. And Dusty says, getting ready to get the 4-year-old ready for bed. Hope everyone has a great night. Take care, Bill. Well, thank you, Dusty, and same to you. And D's Breaks says, it was coming up at the bottom of the screen as well. I'm not sure what was coming up at the bottom of the screen. Oh, about your other channel. Yeah, I do have the link right here talking about it. And DJ's Adventures and Beyond, I just connected to your channel, Dusty. Well, thank you for doing that. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and type the word weather, leave a space, then your zip code, and Streamlabs will automatically drop your weather forecast. Okay, Wanda Henry, thank you for being here. Have a good night. And Dusty Bottom Boys is saying good night to everyone. So let's see here. What else? If you want to see what video equipment I use, it's in the descriptions of all my videos also, with links to Amazon. So if you're looking for any type of gear or anything like that for your channel, definitely check out my descriptions with all the gear I use. I have 2 GoPros. These are the GoPro 11s. I like having 2 of them, and I definitely like having them the same exact version. It's easier to keep track of them and keep things up to date and functionality and stuff. And then I also have a drone, DJI Mavic, Mavic 3 drone. So you'll see a lot of that footage in my videos. And everyone's saying good night to Wanda, so have a good night, Wanda. So yeah, as far as the chickens go, the egg layers anyways, I want to get roughly a dozen chickens. I want to have a rooster, and when you have a rooster, pretty much the minimum amount of chickens you want to have is about 6 or so, give or take. And about the maximum you want to have is somewhere around the dozen mark, give or take a few. If I were to have 2 roosters, I'd have to go approximately 15 to 20 as a minimum with 2 roosters. And more on the lines of the 20-25 for 2 roosters. I'm reading Our Cabin in the Woods comment. cracked up. Did you ever do a video on almost crashing in with Johnny's drone? No, I didn't. I don't even know if I was recording at that time. Just playing around, and I almost crashed my drone into Johnny's drone from Gillum Farms. We were at Pinecone Fest in Texas, just playing around. So, no, I don't even know if I have footage on that or not. So, and Connie Lip says, I'm looking forward to seeing the chickens and rooster. And of course, you will need to name them. Yeah, I might name the rooster, and maybe one or two of the hens might get named, but for the most part, they're not going to have names. And then for the rabbits, I want to have 2 rabbits. I could maybe go with 3, 1 buck and 2 does, but I definitely want to have 1 buck and 1 doe. It's just me personally, and a doe can have countless litters throughout the year, but I would only have mine do 1, maybe 2 litters per year. So I don't think I really need that many. I don't need 2 does. That would just be way too much meat for myself. And Big Family Expedition says, sorry, I haven't been very talkative. I've been listening while doing dishes and making some sourdough bread. That's okay. I understand. It's no problem. A lot of people will actually just listen in the background. So we might have 20 people in the chat and only 5 or 6 actually chatting, or maybe 10 actually chatting. So the rest are just listening in the background. And sourdough bread, that sounds delicious. Eventually, when I get my permanent home built, I want to get into making some sourdough bread and stuff like that. And Connie Lip is asking, do meat rabbits mature pretty quickly? Yeah. Yeah, they do. I'm not sure the exact time frame, but within a couple months, something like that, they're time to send them to freezer camp. If Crystal's still here, do you know the exact time frame from birth to freezer camp? And then with the pigs, like I said, I'm getting a breeding pair of pigs and looking to have a litter each year just for my own personal consumption, and then maybe sell off 1 or 2 pigs each year to help pay for the feed. And Christo says, Bill, it differs. Silver fox rabbits, which are the rabbits that Crystal and Reeve are getting, is 12 to 14 weeks after birth. They're ready to go to freezer camp. But I think all rabbits are generally in that 12 to 15 week limit. And hey, AFJ the third, how are you tonight? Good to see you in here. And he says, good evening, everyone. Just listening and driving. Can't respond. That's fine. Definitely drive safe, AFJ. And then, yeah, I'm supposed to be getting a 3rd pig so I can butcher it this year and have some meat this winter. So I'm looking forward to that. Definitely getting some animals here on the farm, on the homestead, and just getting things going. Another project for mine this year is get the garden area established. And I was going to do that last year, but I just too busy. I didn't have a chance to get the big dirt pile spread out, and I need to get the dirt pile spread out. Then I can define where the garden's going and get that started. And I definitely want to try to have it so I can plant spring of 2025. I want to be able to plant stuff in the garden. So hopefully I can get that done too. And Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says, Bill, can you tell AFJ the Third I said hello? I think I just did there, Crystal. Yeah, Connie Lip, a lot of exciting stuff coming up. And then also this summer, I want to try to get my excavator out to my remote property. There's what, 6 years ago or something like that, the spruce bark beetle came through, and literally any tree over about that big around, any spruce tree over about that big around at the base is dead. And there is just so many dead trees. And every year in the wintertime, there's a lot of bad windstorms up there, and they're just knocking these trees over right and left. So I want to get my property cleaned up with the dead spruce, and then also I want to work on getting a new trail out to my cabin. So the excavator will definitely come in handy for that type of stuff. And then I got couple other things I want to do out there. Clear out some alders, and once I get the alders cleared out, then birch trees can take over and start growing, and then I can have a lot of birch trees growing. And then I have a spring on my property up there that I want to try to get developed, so I can just go down there and set a jug and fill it up, that type of thing. So I want to try to get that done also. So I got a lot of remote cabin excavator work coming up this summer also. And some of that will be on this channel, and some of it will be on my Digging Alaska channel. So it'll be on both channels, depending on what it is and how much I'm recording, that type of thing. And Streamlabs is saying, thank you for joining my live. Please hit the thumbs up, everyone. And Connie Lip says, you've got to do a video on getting it up there, meaning getting the excavator to my remote property. That'll really be something. Sorry for all the lost trees. Yeah. Oh, I definitely will be doing a video on taking it out. The problem is going across the swamps. As heavy as that thing is, it's about 13,000 pounds. So going out across the swamps in the summertime, I got to be very careful on where I take it, because even though it's soft mud and stuff, I could possibly end up losing it in some of those mud pits are like bottomless mud pits. So I got to be very careful where I go. Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says, Bill, you might need a camera lady taking the excavator out there. Yeah. Hey, you and Reeve can come up anytime you want. So definitely let me know, and you guys can come up for a weekend or whatever. Oh, and definitely I was approached by a friend of mine for doing a very amazingly awesome project with my excavator this summer. So I don't know if it'll happen, but definitely if it does, or it might be pushed off till summer of 2025 just because of logistics and things like that. But definitely if you want to check it out, definitely make sure you're subscribed to Digging Alaska, and it is just at Digging Alaska on YouTube. And Billy Sutton, Crystal, thank you. D Breaks, now that would be awesome. DJ's Adventures and Beyond. Hey Bill, I forgot to mention I'll be doing pop-up lives on some of my trips that I will be going on. So if you can't pop into my live, you can always come on my pop-up lives. Okay, definitely. Yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye out for that, DJ. And that reminds me, when I get some time, I definitely am going to test having guests on, but I need to test it a couple times before I actually go live with guests, because I want to make sure everything's working correctly. So I'm definitely planning on having various guests on my channel coming up here shortly. I wanted to start doing it back in beginning of February, but things just didn't get to where I wanted them to be yet. Brook Trout 1, what's the biggest fish you've ever caught up there? Not very big, unfortunately. I haven't really been fishing very much up here. Well, I caught approximately 100-pound halibut, and then I caught several, say 40-pound halibut up here. And a 100-pound halibut isn't very big when you consider some of those giant halibut you see people catch are 500, 600, 700-pound halibut or 400-pound halibut. So a 100-pound one isn't very big. But that's the biggest I've caught up here. Part of redoing my channel, changing the name, stuff like that, is I definitely am planning on getting out and doing a lot more fishing this year. So definitely look forward to fishing. I've been talking with Ray from Raised in Alaska about going salmon fishing and some of the gear I'll need, different things like that. So looking to get out and do some of that this year. Hey, there's Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse. How are you tonight, Brian? You're coming in at the tail end of the live. But thank you for being here, Brian. And I've talked it over with Crystal from Flat Tire Farms. There's a possibility they'll be one of my guests on one of my live streams coming up here. And also Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse could be a guest on one of my lives coming up here shortly. And I'm sure Tony from our Cabin in the Woods won't mind being there. And Peter from Old Man King Homestead too. So everyone's saying hi to Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse now. Thank you for joining, by the way. And let's see here. Yeah, I'm planning next winter to do a lot more winter adventure stuff. Get out, maybe do some winter camping, stuff like that. So look for that type of stuff coming next winter. I wanted to do some of it this year, but it was just so brutally cold. And then right after the brutally cold, it warmed up and was raining like every day. So neither one was good conditions to go out and do stuff. And then Brian said, sorry, Bill, I literally fell asleep at my desk. And that's okay. It happens sometimes. And Crystal from Flat Tire Farm says, Bill, we got to get us and Monica on a live together. It'll be a showstopper. Definitely, definitely. And Brook Trout 1 says, agreed, Flat Tire Farm. And Tony at Our Cabin in the Woods says, everyone hit that like button. And yeah, if you want to help support my channel, definitely get me use my Amazon affiliate link. When you go and buy anything off Amazon, I get a very small percentage of the sale, and it doesn't cost you anything more. And all you have to do is just click on my Amazon affiliate link in any of my descriptions, and it'll open up Amazon, and then you can just buy whatever you want. And the Vineyard Farmhouse says, I need 13 subscribers to hit my goal of 1,400. So definitely, if you're not subscribed to the Vineyard Farmhouse, go and check them out. And Brian, drop your link so everyone can. All you have to do is type in !MyAK or !Alaska, and Streamlabs will drop your link. And Billy Sutton says, should be 12 now, Vineyard Farmhouse, just subbed. And okay, Rainy Ridge, gotta go to the roost. Y'all have a great night tonight. Well, you too. And there's the Vineyard Farmhouse's channel link. So if you're not subscribed, definitely check him out. And Brook Trout said you need 11 more now. So, yep. We've been on for 1 hour and 13 minutes. I think I'm going to end this here in a little bit. Oh, Brian says he needs 9 more. All right, people, thanks. That's great that you guys have subbed. Now 8 more. Tony, try it again at our cabin in the woods. For some reason, it's not dropping your link. And D Breaks just subbed as requested. So thank you guys. Let's see here. Okay, Crystal just posted the link for our cabin in the woods. For some reason, it seems like Streamlabs isn't doing its job tonight and posting some of the links. But Crystal got you. So thank you, Crystal, for posting those links. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Streamlabs. Streamlabs has posted some of the links, but not all of them, apparently. Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says, when will you learn? I'm better than the sad Streamlabs. Yes, you are. Can always count on you. Spot where it's going to be blinding me, so I'm going to end it here. Everyone have a good night. Thank you for joining, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel. If not, please consider subscribing, and I will be having a couple videos coming out here in the next couple weeks. So thank you all, and have a good night.